Hello and welcome to our coffee chat. Today we are in a different place having our coffee in a lovely restaurant, and it's nice and warm looking out to sea. And one of the things that we like to do is to introduce some new ideas to you. And so Anne has got some new ideas for us today, again from her What's Next ebook. So Anne, would you like to share with us?
Sure. There's such a lot happening in the world right now that I thought probably a really good topic to talk about and draw out of the What's Next ebook is the challenge of accountability and responsibility. We've just watched the Tea Party in America demand what they demanded and get what they demanded, and America's now just been downgraded with Standard and Poor's. So where was the accountability and responsibility there? They've got their needs met to the detriment of an entire country. And in New Zealand right now, we're just preparing for the All Black or the World Cup, and the All Blacks jerseys are created by Adidas.
Can I just add in there?
Yes.
We are going to win the cup.
We are going to
Sorry
win the
about
cup.
that.
Yes, we're going to win the cup. But the shirts, the jerseys are created by Adidas, and they're on sale in New Zealand for over $200. And everybody's feeling the pinch of the recession. And so, $200 for a family, over $200 is a lot of money. And then people discovered that they were half that price overseas on the web. And so rumblings started happening. Why are those shirts so dear in New Zealand, and why can we get them half price overseas? And then Adidas, instead of coming out and saying we apologise, we made a mistake, the shirts are now exactly the same price in New Zealand as everywhere else. Adidas, in its infinite wisdom, said that's the price, take it or leave it, and then went to all the overseas outlets and took New Zealand off the list so that when you go to order online, New Zealand isn't actually there.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yep.
Oh, I must have...
So you can imagine the absolute hue and cry that there's been in New Zealand as a result of that. So accountability and responsibility, boy oh boy, we really have to be serious about that in business today. It just takes 30 seconds for somebody to Twitter or go on LinkedIn or whatever and spread the story of the shocking service they've had from you and your company, and you can be history. So as always, we're featuring the What's Next book, and I do apologise that it's back to front. We will see if we can work that out. And I want to feature 3 people who talk about accountability and responsibility in their chapter. One of the chapters is mine, and I don't normally feature myself, but I'm so hot on accountability. And what I talk about in my chapter is exactly what we've just said, that the people at the top of an organisation have to start to realise that the buck stops with them. They're taking these huge salaries, huge bonuses, huge amounts of money, and then as soon as there's any trouble, they back off and go, oh, nothing like Adidas, nothing to do with us, take it or leave it. I just think we're not going to stand for that any longer. I flicked through the book and found Sam Barrett, a friend of mine in Australia. He's talking about exactly the same thing. He's talking about Wall Street in particular, but that investigating journalists now are uncovering, and of course we've just seen the whole the company that was
doing mobile phones in England.
The mobile
tapping
phones,
on the phones.
tapping into the phones.
Yep.
Not okay. And I read a little bit further and find a lovely lady, Roberta Budbaitis from Canada, who's talking about the fact that values suddenly, well, they're not suddenly, values should have always have been important, but particularly now, just simply because the power is with people, and if organisations don't get that, then they're very, very stupid.
And governments as well, as people are having to sort of trim their own budgets, but sometimes it seems to appear the people at the top don't have to.
Absolutely. And also look what's happening in Syria and the Middle East. People in charge there, the people are challenging and saying this is not okay, we do not like what you're doing, so shape up or ship out. I just come back to grab the book. It's absolutely free. There's some amazing stuff in there. What's Next? 29 entrepreneurs sharing with you their predictions for this year and next year. And of course it's changing on the spot, but there's still some things that are pretty standard. So enjoy the book, enjoy our coffee chat, and hope the noise hasn't been too bad, but we're actually in a beautiful coffee bar at the moment. So yeah, that's me,
Lovely.
Janice.
Okay, well, and thank you very much for sharing about that, because as I've just mentioned, as people are having to be accountable for their own incomes, it's like the companies do have to be able to be accountable and give the service that they say they're giving as well.
Absolutely.
So download the ebook. There's lots of tips and ideas in there as well, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Power to the people.